midichlorians then, yo.
You know what's funny is I started the recording precisely on when you said midichlorians, yo. So that's gonna be everyone. So they're gonna think like, oh my god, Fuzzy likes midichlorians. Oh god,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love midichlorians. I think they're the greatest plot device in the entire. Okay, I
Uh,
can't. I just eaten.
I mean, let's say this, right? They're not the worst thing in Star Wars anymore.
Oh, so very, very true. Yeah, his
Mm,
midichlorian levels—they're over 9,000.
yeah.
It's okay because she made the sign of the cross with lightsabers, and the Emperor died of lightning again.
I am Maul the Sith.
Oh God, it's so sad.
And like
Oh.
this is another thing is I'm not even that upset at Star Wars because
I
things
just
have been
feel
put
like
in perspective with the watch.
okay, right. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not even that disappointed. I'm just kind of like, eh. I don't really care
Yeah.
about Star Wars.
Eh.
I stopped caring about Star Wars after The Force Awakens.
I stopped caring about Star Wars after I read the plot leaks and then went to the cinema and was just like, yeah, they're all true. Oh God, it's worse than that. Oh God.
Yeah, how did they manage
Oh
to make it worse than the
yeah,
plot
that's
leaks?
just. Not only is it a shit plot, but it's an incoherent mess of a fucking
Well,
cinematography as
like
well. Fantastic.
the plot leaks, I was like, I can kind of see, like, I don't agree with it, and there's a lot of problems with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see how it works, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it came out, and I was watching, I was watching people review it and watching people go through it, and I've seen like probably about 5 times the amount the actual length of what the film is in like video essays and discussions and stuff.
But you still haven't watched the actual film.
I don't need to watch the actual film.
No, I think we should just get very drunk
Oh
at some
god.
point and just do it.
I mean, isn't that what we're gonna do with the watch?
You know what? Yeah, let's have a
Yeah, I
watch
think
party.
I think
Yeah,
we
let's
should
have a
have a
watch
watch
party.
party, and I'll record it and edit it to just the best parts.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got like most of a bottle of Kraken, so I'm good.
it'll be a drunk pod.
Yep.
uh, but yeah, I I don't know, like, oh yeah, hey everyone and welcome to DropPod. Today we're talking about the Mandalorian finale and the series in general. Um,
It is the way.
it
Or
is,
this is the way. Wait, this is the
is.
way. I know I have spoken. This is the way.
I
Yeah,
have spoken. This is
I
the
am
way.
the way. No, that was Jesus. Never mind.
I am all the way, and I am all that have spoken.
I am all the Mandalorian.
Oh God,
Mandalorians? I don't know. We seen that fucking Baby Yoda
Mandalorians.
thing for like $350 as well. Life-size Baby Yoda. It looks pretty cool. If I had $350 of dumb ass spending money that I wouldn't miss, I would probably buy one.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Peachy's probably just there like, I'll sell my computer for this.
yeah.
Probably. Come on, totally.
I mean, like, I think the funniest thing, and like this is appropriate to talk about the horrific entity that is Peachy, because he was on all the other Mandalorian discussions. Like every couple of episodes or so, we'd drop in and do a discussion about the Mandalorian and the episodes that we'd seen, and like it started off very positive for me. I was like, okay, cool. First couple episodes I enjoyed. There's some stuff that I can see being a problem. There's some stuff that I'm letting go. I'm just like, because I appreciate what they're trying to do. I love spaghetti westerns. I enjoy the Mandalorians. I love them in the Old Republic. I think they're really interesting. So cool. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt, and then it just goes kind of like pretty decently. It hovers around pretty decent, and then episode 4 happens and it fucking tanks, and then it doesn't really come back up ever, and then the finale it just shoots itself. That's like my personal take on it.
Episode 4 was a bit hit and miss, I think, but honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. The don't know. I think the episode that I enjoyed the least, in as much as I can barely remember the plot, was probably was it the one after it with the young bounty hunter and then
Oh god, that young
yeah.
bounty hunter was so uninteresting.
Yeah, that one was like it with a better actor. It could have been, and then the lady just sort of babysitting Baby Yoda. It was just like I could. It was a bit. It kind of missed the mark a bit. I think that's
I
my personal least favorite episode.
I mean, it wasn't a great episode. There wasn't much to it,
Hmm.
and it did one. Episode 4 was the village one, yes.
Yeah.
It did one of the huge, like, I'm gonna say, missteps in the entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
because chapter 4, sorry, chapter, I think it was chapter 6 was the one with the bounty hunter. Anyway, the episode with the bounty hunter was like, oh, I'm still looking after this kid, need to make sure that it's fine, don't let it be in
Yeah.
trouble. And then he just brings it outside with the fucking bounty hunter, who literally
Yeah.
just said he
Yeah.
would do anything to become a bounty hunter. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why the fuck would he let him see Baby Yoda, like, at all?
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. That
It's
was yeah. That was.
it's not even like it's not like he went, oh, shit, you know I guess I messed up there. It was never acknowledged, which means that the writers didn't realize it was fucking stupid. Even though later on, he fucking figures out that what Baby Yoda is, and that there's a thing on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then takes him hostage. But it's never acknowledged that it was fucking stupid to let him see Baby Yoda and to, like, have Baby Yoda
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. It was just like, well, that's dumb.
I mean, if he was like, oh shit, and then afterwards, if he took more care of Baby Yoda, fine. Like, that would have been a learning curve, and it would have been like, yeah, he's a shitty guardian, he's a shitty parent, but he's learned now, and he's going to try harder. But no, it never addresses that at all. It's just like, yeah, he just sometimes leaves the kid because fuck it, why not?
Eh, hey, look, it's a different culture, okay? I'm
Uh,
sure Mandalorians are all about, leaving children to eat frogs and
Are
look
you
after
looking at
them.
the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I'm
okay.
sorry, but like, no, you can tell he's a shit parent because, sort of like nobody lets their kid eat a frog. You're there going like, no, stop, put that down.
Well, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, one of my, I mean, we should really talk about the
What's that
finale.
in your mouth?
we should really talk about the finale before we talk about the show as a whole, I think.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like,
Excuse me.
I mean, like, there's no character progression. Like the closest thing that we have to character progression is, I don't like droids, okay, I like this droid.
Yeah, it's like this droid is okay, I suppose.
Um,
Droids killed my parents.
yeah, and that's fine. Let's get into the finale.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, aside from the fact, like, I can forgive that as long as they stick to the spaghetti western. They don't need some, overarching character development and that kind of thing. If they just go with a kind of, gunslinger spaghetti western, like, kind of that kind of vibe, that kind of feel.
Mm.
And then in the last episode, they go, fuck it, let's do Star Wars. Just Star Wars. No spaghetti western, no bounty hunter mercenary. It's literally just Star Wars. And I can smell Disney all over it, compared to previous episodes where there's just little, like, lingering stink. In the last episode, it was just like, it feels, because one of the things I said was that, and, like, this is one of the reasons I'm disappointed, because I said, basically, how I feel this is going it will end up with a shootout where the Mandalorian will sacrifice himself, and then someone else will take
I
Baby
mean, that's a
Yoda
fairly
off.
fucking, cliched plot point.
Yeah. Um. And like I wouldn't have been
He tried
disappointed.
sacrificing himself, but
Not
then.
really.
Oh no, I've banged my head, leave me.
Yeah, like
I can't take my helmet off in front of another person. I'm not a person.
that was yeah, talking about fucking tropes. That was a Lord of the Goddamn Rings reference, basically. I am no man.
I am no person.
I am all of the women,
I am all the droids.
and I am all of the droids. But yeah, no. So like that I can't really, like I would have gone, okay. It it doesn't matter too much that there's no explanation for the fobs.
Mm.
It doesn't matter too much that these bounty hunters only show up once with the tracking fobs, and then they're never a problem again. You're like, where,
Yeah.
where did all those bounty if
Maybe
he
it just wore off.
no what wore off?
The phobitis.
See, this is one of the horrific problems with the Star Wars, with the current Star Wars, like everything is it's okay, so from what I've heard, the film 1917 that's just recently come out,
Yeah.
A is really good, and B does show don't tell really well.
Yeah.
And there are examples of show don't tell, in media. Star Wars does don't show don't tell. So it's basically and like one of my main problems with the Mandalorian is that's the entire basis of the Mandalorian is let the audience decide what type of personality does the Mandalorian have? Let the audience decide. What's the relationship between Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian? Let the audience decide. What's the deal with the fobs? Let the audience decide. It's basically like ridiculously fucking lazy, and I hate it. Like the entire
You can project anything you want onto this.
yeah, the entire way through the series, I was bringing up issues that I had with it, and like Peachy obviously was the big defender of the Mandalorian.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
But I mean, like, yeah, it's fine. Because me and Peachy would have probably, I don't know. I think Peachy may really dislike the ending of Mandalorian, but we won't know because he's never gonna watch the damn thing.
Is he scared to watch it?
I think he might be. I think he might be like I think he's hesitant to watch it. Yeah.
See, on the whole, I enjoyed The Mandalorian. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but
No.
it's fun, and I enjoy it.
I can understand that.
It's like compare, especially. I think I probably, if I hadn't watched Rise of Skywalker first, I probably would have had a lot more problems with it. But I'm just like, no, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. I'll take it.
I'll take what. So the
Take what I can fucking get. Yeah.
The chapter is the gunslinger, the one with the chapter 5. So yeah, it was right after that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the jailbreak was chapter 6, and then
I liked the jailbreak.
I kind of liked it.
It was kind of nice to see the Mandalorian actually being kind of a scary badass rather than just,
I mean, yeah, it was very Firefly, and like Peachy loved it, and I think that's why Peachy loved it, is because it was very Firefly.
I can see that.
It it was okay.
Okay, the Twi'lek annoyed the shit out of me. It's like, why is she
Both
hissing
of
at
them.
people?
Yeah.
Ah!
I don't
You
understand.
barely see the dude. But yeah, the female Twi'lek is just like, why are you a cat?
Yeah, that was my problem with her as well. Is
Yeah.
it was like someone, the director went up to her and said, "Okay, you're a panther, go." And she's like, "What? What? Oh, okay, hiss." And it's like, what?
I know, maybe she is just like, maybe she is just like, she's a fucking, I don't know, a furry Twi'lek. A
Uh,
Twi'lek furry.
maybe it was just weird.
Yep.
And like, okay, it has another contrivance which just pisses me off, which is that the Republic just ignore him. Like he like, cool idea, him calling the people to the base, and the Republic to the base, and they turn up and like destroy it and all that shit. But why do they just ignore him? Like, he flies right past them.
Yeah, and surely they're just like, hang on a minute. I'm assuming because they were going for the tracking fob, and the tracking fob was not on the his ship, and they were just like, it's just a ship. But you'd think they'd be like, if they are basically the space police, they're gonna arrest every motherfucker who's like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just like, what? Was that tracking
Um,
fob, or there was some signal, wasn't there? And it was just like beep 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 beep.
I will say the thing I really enjoyed about that was actually the David Richard Iowade as the robot.
Yeah, that was good.
It was the only bit I really enjoyed, like properly enjoyed in that episode. Like,
Yeah, he
the
was great.
action was okay. The story was, again, it was kind of, this is what's happening this week, I guess. I mean,
Hmm. I don't
I
know. We'll see what happens with series 2.
yeah, I'm glad it's getting a season 2, because
Yeah,
I have the feeling it may go the way of Star Trek.
guess we'll find out.
What's it called? Star Trek Discovery?
Picard. Oh,
No,
is it?
Discovery. Like, the Star Trek Discovery, people on the first season, people like, not really sure about this. And the second season, nearly everyone was like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to Star Trek?
Is Discovery the newest one?
Aside
Honestly,
from Picard, yeah.
yeah. They honestly they're fucking all running together in my head at this point.
I've never been interested in Star Trek. Like, I'm happy to talk about Picard, because I think there's a lot to talk about in Picard, but
I totally want to talk about Picard.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for it. If you want to do a drop pod on Picard, I'll go watch it, and we can we can discuss it sometime. Um,
Yep, I'm down.
okay, cool. I'll see if anyone else is interested in it. Unfortunately, because I had to delay this drop pod a couple of times, I didn't have time to like ask around, see if anyone wanted to talk about it.
Mm.
So it's just you and me for another Star Wars rant. I'm okay with this. Um, and also, I did need someone to like not disagree with me per se, but more kind of
The more. Also,
yeah.
I do love the bit where Baby Yoda was force choking fucking what's her name. It's just like, oh my god, he's so dark side. I love it. It's
Well,
adorable.
I mean, for force choke. I know it's supposed to be like a dark side thing. I don't really see it because it's. I don't even think it's its own power.
Mm.
It doesn't. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
make
It's just
sense for it.
telekinesis. You're just pinching
Yeah,
somebody's trachea with the
yeah.
telekinesis. It's.
But
I think it's dark side in as much as you're fucking choking someone.
yeah, yeah. Also, like, one of the things that annoys me is how they tried to legitimize force healing in this
Yeah.
before it came. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like,
No, we want Baby Yoda to force heal somebody.
yeah,
Why? Because otherwise the movie will make even less sense. Okay.
yeah, because otherwise, like, because
Force chokers' dark side is a spanking. Yes, Dot Gast. Yes, it
yeah,
is.
I mean, like,
I'd probably be dark side.
they basically.
Oh, choke me, daddy.
Dim.
Wait, no, no, not you. Just a
Yeah,
metaphorical.
yeah,
That
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
That's
You're
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Um, I also got really sick of the references. You know, the like. I'm not really going to call it fan service because I'm not sure how fan service it was, but like this scene with the stormtroopers was okay.
I liked the interplay. I was yeah. You can tell I'm a parent because I got genuinely quite angry about the punching Baby Yoda thing.
Yeah, but that's fine. You know.
Also, how the fuck can that thing take a punching and not have any marks on it?
Well, he's 50.
Yeah, it's
I
still a baby.
I did hate this. It's like they didn't know. It's like we want to make a thing about Mandalorians, and then they're like, but there's gonna be no Mandalorians in it except for the title character. You know,
The horny Mandalorian.
yeah, horny in the sense of a horned helmet, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not even really horned. Well, I guess so.
She's got kind of a Spartan thing going on there.
I
She's got the
I
Greek helmet.
well, I kind of assume she's a Darth Maul race. They're called Zabraks, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I thought they mostly weren't now.
What do you mean?
Well, hang on. Don't Zabraks hang out with the fucking witches of Dathomir?
I don't know about.
Hang on.
I only really know lore for the Old Republic, really. You know, like outside of the films.
Ah, right.
But I do know that the Zabrak were just in the Old Republic. You know, they were
Oh,
on
okay.
all sides. kind of
Okay.
thing.
So apparently Dathomiri were the result of hybridization between human females and male Zabrak. That's
I mean, it's better than thinking about how the Emperor fucks.
oh, yeah, okay, thank you for that. I'd
No
almost
problem.
forgotten.
I assumed you had.
Yeah, and then now it's back in yeah.
Yep.
Uh
Enjoy.
what do you think his O face is like? Is he just like unlimited power? Or you know,
He like destroys an entire fleet with lightning every time he comes.
either that or he's just a done. He's just there like, you know, two pumps and he's done. Other things to do. Nah.
um,
To the cloning vats. Nah.
but yeah, I don't know. It's just like it doesn't
It
it,
doesn't
it doesn't gel for me retroactively. All of the all of the scenes where you have like little references and you know they kind of like they do a lot of that and then they do more of it and then it's just a point where I'm just like ugh fucking what.
Yep.
So it's again like I don't hate the Mandalorian, but I kind of hate Star Wars, and the Mandalorian isn't good enough. Like visually, it's fine, I guess. Acting wise, it has a couple of great actors, and then just meh. Um, I really like the soundtrack. I will say that. I really like the music in it, and I think that's really good. Um, it's very disjointed in terms of story, where it's just like, oh, was that a time skip? Did you like episode 4 felt like it was 2 episodes cut up into 1 episode,
Yeah.
and they cut out all of the character development and all of the you know like talking to each other about important things where it was like, oh, we're at the village, I'm in love with this woman, and I was like, I got whiplash. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that bit was like it's like, okay, so she's hot, but Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and that was just
Yeah, it was just like, okay, okay. So how long have we known her, mate? You've got some issues.
I'm okay with the training. You know, like them
Yeah,
training
yeah.
the villagers and doing like a montage. Wasn't
Uh-huh.
much of a montage, but
Yeah.
they did it, so sure.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of times where it was just like, how long has passed? What's been going on?
Yeah.
Who did the what, where, how?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, uh, fucking, who cares? You know,
Yep.
they got to a point where literally like my response to anything in Star Wars is just, who cares? I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
um, but it. So in the finale, I
Mm-hmm.
think we start off with those two troopers
Mm-hmm.
who can't hit anything, and
Yeah.
they're like looking at their guns, like, oh, maybe the guns are wrong, and
Yeah. And it's just like, no, mate, you just suck.
yeah, which I understand, but I don't really think they should have played into that. I think the furthest they
The
should have.
dialogue was great.
Yeah. But my problem with it is they should have left it with the joke that oh, what's that comedian's name? He was in the fifth one, in the sixth, the jailbreak one.
I can't remember what the fuck his name is, but yeah, another
Bill
one you mean.
Burr.
Yeah.
They should have left it with that Bill Burr joke, because that could be chalked up to just someone who doesn't like stormtroopers. You know, maybe there's a joke in the general public of, yeah, stormtroopers have shitty aim or whatever.
Yeah.
The second that you do the actual stormtroopers having shitty aim, uh, the second they hit anything, it's like, wait, so now they can hit something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels a bit like a stupid throwaway joke that could come back to be a problem later on,
It's
or just in
it's just
general.
it's just a fucking it's just an in-world reference thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they should have made it in world.
I mean, it's been in-world for a while, I think.
I can't remember, but maybe in the films, the most recent films, but to my knowledge, it was never like acknowledged in world before.
I mean, it's like it's a classic henchman thing. Like nobody can hit fire straight when they're fucking shooting at the heroes.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why it became a meme that stormtroopers can't really hit.
Hmm.
But if you think about it, do you remember like one of the first scenes in the original film where he's like, "Look at this," you know, the closed blaster things, like too accurate to be sand people.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, too accurate for sand
uh,
people.
remember when that was? Yeah.
But apparently, you
Remember when the
know,
original trilogy wasn't ruined? Do you
no,
remember that?
I don't know. I mean, it's always been ruined now.
Yeah. It's like time travel. They've retroactively fucked everything.
But yeah, I think, you know, quite often they'll sacrifice continuity and, you know, logic and making sense for throwaway stuff that isn't worth it. You know, so making those stormtroopers miss is a quick chuckle. You know,
Mm.
like I was like, okay, I get the reference, but making it a thing in you know,
Maybe
like,
it's just those two because they're speeder bike nerds or
and now,
something.
see, there you go. That's where you run into the let's let the audience decide, which
Mm.
pisses me off so much.
I'm glad I walked into your fucking trap.
I
God
mean,
damn it.
it wasn't even a trap. I wasn't even thinking about that. It's
Weren't
literally
you though? Weren't you?
that's what the Mandalorian does. Is it makes you try and figure out what it was doing, and yeah, I mean, it's the basis for the main character. don't get me wrong, the physical acting is great, but a lot of the a lot of the Mandalorian character, the main character, is literally us projecting feelings onto him.
Yeah, it's like, I
Because
tilt my helmet in this way, and
yeah, yeah,
also, why were they eating a salacious crumb? They're fucking sentient beings. What the fuck, dude?
I don't know. I mean,
Or whatever salacious
because
crumb species was.
reference,
Is it to illustrate how evil these people were? I can't remember who the fuck was eating it, but is it like, is
just
it to,
random villagers.
yeah, obviously these villagers are evil or dumb or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we never stick with any characters more than like a quarter of an episode, and very often, I will say I was surprised they killed the I Have Spoken dude.
It was a bold move.
I mean, I don't think so. That's my own personal opinion. I wasn't expecting them to kill anybody by the time I got to the last episode. I was really hoping there'd be a shootout and the Mandalorian would die or get like exiled or something like horrific. But because they realized they had a show that would have a like following and support, as opposed to like the Star Wars films and everything, I think they decided to kill the robot and the I Have Spoken dude because they're popular enough characters, but they're not important, or
Yeah, they're not,
they can be just thrown out and be like,
yeah. Also, the robot's too complicated to make toys out of easily.
yeah. I will say I loved I like legitimately loved the whole self-destruct joking sequence in the first episode, because that just came up on screen, and he's like, okay, I will self-destruct, and the Mandalorian's like, no, stop it. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, calm your metallic tits, you robot bastard.
Yeah. I mean, like deaths. The problem with Game of Thrones as well is when you overuse something, it takes away. It's the same as like never killing any characters. You stop feeling the tension of will someone die, and you get bored. And if you kill too many characters, the same thing happens. You're like, I won't care about this character. I don't care about anything that's happening because everyone's just gonna fucking die. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It turned out that's not what we need to worry about for for Game
sorry,
of Thrones.
I just remembered Yaddle.
Yaddle. It Yoda may have.
Oh gosh. I. It, yeah, I think she was originally supposed to be like a young Yoda, and then they were just like, nah, just stick a wig on it, make it female. It's like, why does she even have long, luxurious brown hair? It just looks fucking odd.
It looks like in Gremlins 2, the female gremlin.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Which is disturbing because that always disturbed me. I also, like, this is completely out of left field. I don't think Yoda should have fought at all. Like, I understand, in the prequels when, the idea of having Yoda, like, being a badass Jedi and lightsaber battles and shit, I think he'd have maintained a much better character if he'd have just been wise and slow and
Yeah.
maybe like a force battle between the Emperor and Yoda where they're literally just throwing like ships at each other and shit. Like, that sure. But no, it was yeah, the Yoda fight fan service unnecessary.
Yes, very much so. It's just like, why is he a little bouncy ninja creature? I just like her, and now everybody's like, oh yes, Yoda's fighting style is.
Well,
It's just like Yoda's fighting style is fucking stupid.
the weirdest thing about the new films is for some reason that bouncy, energetic, and jokey Yoda
Mm-hmm.
is now the Yoda that exists. Like, that's how he was as a ghost.
Yep.
Which is so fucking weird because they're in this they're you know they're not that far like how did no one go, why are you making Yoda Jar Jar Binks?
Anakin's Force Ghost got de-aged as well. Yeah. I mean, Luke's Force Ghost is definitely less fucked up. I mean, well, his Force projection was like young and hot.
Yeah,
Lone
they're referencing the Wolfen Kid or Lone Wolfen Kid,
Wolf and Lone Wolf and Cub.
Lone Wolfen Cub. Yeah, there you go. Which I won't. I try not to be super critical of series that take from other places, as long as it's not super blatant and they make it their own thing.
Mm.
It's like there's only what I think it's 5 or 7 stories to tell, and then all other stories are just repetitions of that. But I don't know.
Neither do I.
The problem is, I think one of the problems with this series is that they take from a lot of my favorite things. Like, I love Kurosawa, I love spaghetti western. I like Seven Samurai is great. It's not my favorite. Yojimbo is my favorite. But
I'm aware of Kurosawa stuff. I've never actually seen any, just because I've never gotten around to it.
it's yeah. I mean, it's quite heavy in the sense of like it's amazing. It's one of my like still maintains as one of my favorite films, or set of films, etc.
Mhm.
But I understand not watching it.
It's not that I've avoided it. It's just I've never really it's never nobody's ever gone, hey, you want to watch this, and
yeah. And
it's not something I've come across.
yeah.
I'm just very aware of it.
Oh, look, there's a fob. I hate those. They're literally it. So anyway, and then the robot turns up, the nanny bot, and he saves Baby Yoda. And does he? I think he kills the stormtroopers. I know he kind of beats them. I'm not sure they died. They probably died.
They're probably it's that they're just been they're just not very well. We never see them again. I'm sure they're fine. They've gone
Yeah.
to live on a farm.
And then there's a standoff. It felt very Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid to me. Um, I don't know how many people know that film, but
I think I've seen it a very, very long time ago.
it's quite sad. It's well done. It's not an amazing film, I don't think, but
Is that the standoff and then they all die? Oh, look, there's Yoda being
I mean those effects weren't great either. Uh, But yeah, no, it's the one where they stand off and then they charge out at the end, and it fades on them charging out, and there's a whole lot of gunfire, and you're like, maybe they survived, but they didn't survive. I think there was a sequel. I think there's a sequel to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, except for it was a prequel. I think. I actually need to.
I mean, if they died at the end of it would probably be a prequel, right? Otherwise, necromancy. Butch Cassidy and the Necromancer Kid.
Doesn't look like there was a sequel.
Are you just imagining things again, Cheapy?
Possibly. Holy shit, that was 1969?
Yep.
I thought that was a lot earlier. Sorry, a lot later. I don't know why. And I've only seen it once because it's sad.
See, this is I don't do well with sad things in general.
I mean, you watched Rise of Skywalker.
Different kind of sad.
Yeah.
And that wasn't sad. That was.
I mean, it was pretty sad.
I didn't feel any emotions at all, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Sorry, I'm just looking at fucking what's his name there,
Django.
Django, and
No,
just
that was Boba.
yeah, no, whatever, and just remembering what the actor under that helmet looked like. Have you seen the picture of him with the two like ladies in the behind the scenes picture of him with a couple of female actresses
I don't think so.
in? Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, hang on. But yeah, there's somewhere there's a picture of is it? It was not no. Okay, it's not Django. It's Boba. There's basically a picture of his actor off, or at least it was a stunt double or something.
Yeah.
Just stood next to a couple of like Twi'leks in Jabba's palace, and he had a moustache and glasses, and it was quite funny.
Oh, was it like a typical like 70s, 80s, fairly nerdy looking douche
Yeah,
with like a perm?
yeah. No, he was like fucking some guy in his probably early 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. Brilliant.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm just trying to actually. Yeah. It's just, it's fucking hilarious. I'm going to stick it in your chat because everybody needs to see this. Hey, ladies, this is the way.
How well do we see that? Pretty well. Wow, yeah, that's
Oh, there goes the mystique.
you know you know what? I've seen a porn of Star Wars with Twi'leks in it. And I have to say that the Twi'lek outfit in the porn was more impressive than that. Like better done.
Yeah. Her head tentacles look. They're just bits of cloth stuffed in. It's fine.
Oh yeah. It's cool. Where were we?
I love her amazing bright red fright wig center parting as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm
pretty sure that's not a Twi'lek, right?
No, she's. I have no idea what the fuck she is, but she's not a Twi'lek now.
Yeah. So, after then there's the standoff with evil guy who's a dick. I can't remember what his name is.
Which one?
The one who gets in the TIE fighter later.
Oh, thingy, yeah.
He's Grand Moff or Moff.
Moff something or other. Moff. I've got a lightsaber. Dark saber.
Yeah, I didn't like that, to be honest.
I mean, the dark saber itself has an awful lot of weird backstory in the Mandalorian. It's basically Mandalorian Excalibur.
Yeah.
It's like you have the dark saber, you are king of all the king, but you're the ruler of all the Mandalorian. You are Mandalore if you have the dark saber kind of thing. So I can see why they've done that, but it's still fucking dumb.
Yeah, I can see why they did it. I just don't like the direction that's going to take it. It feels like that's going to take it into he is the Mandalore, and then it's going to go from this like.
You know what I hope?
Yeah, what's that?
I hope that the blacksmith gets to be Mandalore. That would be funny.
I mean, it's one like we know as much about the blacksmith almost as we do about the Mandalorian, like the total character.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make a prediction.
Okay.
So he gets the dark saber, and they're like, "Oh, you can be Mandalore, blah 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 blah," but you know, sort of like, you know, you have to, you know, leave the kid or something, and he's just like, "No, I will give the dark saber to blacksmith lady, and I will go and be a dad or something." I don't know.
I can't see. What I kind of think's gonna happen.
It's just a wild guess.
Yeah. I,
Or
what
there's
I
going to be a sad parting. I have to go and be king, and you go back to your family. Bye.
I think he's just gonna drop the baby Yoda off, and then like maybe be invited to stay. Where's it like I feel like they're gonna fuck Yoda up because Yoda's the only character who kind of came out of the films not shat on to raise up anyone else. No, like Yoda got a shat on, obviously, but because all the original characters did. But I feel like he was the only one who didn't get shat on to raise up anyone else. Maybe Lando. I can't think specifically of anyone who got raised up by pushing Lando down.
I mean, let's face it, Lando kind of pushed himself down in the in the last movie as
I
well.
mean, Lando couldn't stand up, so
No, no, he couldn't.
so
Oh god, that
he
was
was
just.
he wasn't
Oh,
pushed.
did he even know what was going on?
I mean, at least Picard managed to kind of run, you know.
Very, very slowly.
Incidentally, I don't know Star Trek. Like I've watched pretty much no Star Trek. I've watched a couple of the films, the more recent films, the new films,
Mm.
and that's it. And even I know that's not the Federation. Just saying.
Um, yeah, they're doing a. Oh look, the Federation is just reflecting. They're basically just like, oh look, current politics are all
Yeah,
xenophobic. So blah.
they're
Now,
lit.
in fairness,
Okay.
one thing I will say about the Federation is that the higher ups in the Federation have always been portrayed as being kind of assholes.
Yeah.
Like, there's always been a kind of like, you know, a general going, "Oh no," or an admiral going, "Oh no, you can't do this because it's too," and then you know, fucking Enterprise is there going like, "Actually, we are going to do this because we're goody two shoes."
I was from what I know,
Hmm.
it seemed like it seemed a bit more like those were rogue elements in a reasonably, you know, well made up
No, 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 because
federation.
they're fucking part of the. Yeah, no, there's always been a kind of a in the upper echelons of the
Oh yeah,
Federation.
but that I mean that's true of any organization. You know, like there's always got like what I mean is that the policy of the federation as a whole has never seemed like that.
But then Mars got blown up, and everyone went, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, it's nice that they decided to canonize into their world the Star Trek films, which actually, you know,
Yeah.
interestingly,
Mhm.
makes this Picard not the actual Picard, and
Oh yeah.
it gives them free
If
reign to do whatever they
yeah,
want
that's
because
true.
it's a
Because this
different
is
universe.
this is the fucking was it the Excelsior timeline? I can't remember the fuck. Yeah.
Whatever it's called. Which means that, you know, they can do things like change the Federation completely
Mm.
and go, and if people go like, oh, that's not, they're like, oh, different timeline, get fucked,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah.
And then a Star Destroyer flies in and starts using its planet destroying Death Star technology. And everyone's like, wait, that's Star Wars. And they're like, no, different universe. Get fucked. Space
Mm.
wizards, who cares?
Yeah. Ooh.
This is why you should care, is because once you say this is a film for space wizards, about space wizards for kids, so anything is acceptable, then anything is acceptable, and they'll literally just do whatever the fuck they want. And then you get I am all the Jedi and I am all the Sith, and you get all of that other shit, which is just like fucking
What happens when you sell a major fucking thing to Disney?
a film about kids for space wizards. It's it's called The Papacy. And they're not really space wizards, but pretty much.
Oh, fucking hell.
Um, I okay. So let's talk about the. Wait, I'm gonna get a drink, and then we'll talk about finale quickly.
Yeah, I've got more. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more
Yep.
booze. I'm drinking to forget. Jesus was a Palpatine. They could be space wizards. They could be space wizards. Ah, help me crack and rum. You're my only hope. All
Okay.
right. Have you noticed, by the way, how quickly the Mandalorian memes and things have dropped off?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that was ever memed was Baby Yoda. I saw nothing else in terms of like.
This is the way guy got fairly memed as well.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Getting memey with it.
How ridiculous is that fucking? Oh, you know what? Okay, let's talk about the finale. So there's a standoff, and for whatever reason, the bad guy Grand Moff Buttface, he's like, I'm gonna give you an hour, and it's
because
like, yeah,
what?
I mean, decide for yourself. You're the audience. You have to do the work. I don't know why.
Yeah, no,
I don't really care. It's literally just like, whatever. Do what you want. At this point, it's just.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna shoot Werner Herzog because
Sure.
I'm evil, and that displays that I'm evil. And then I'm gonna give you an hour because
Because I want to. Because I want to. Why you gotta
hello,
play that song so loud? Because I want
but
to.
it's like he's got no concept of fucking tactics at all.
I mean, they just sit outside.
Yeah,
That's it.
you'd think that somebody would, I don't know. You'd think that maybe you get somebody to like cover the angles, maybe going through the back with a breaching
Get a
charge.
sniper up on a building.
Yeah, anything really. He had a fucking look. If he wants to kill, he's got a fucking not
Cannon.
X-wing. Yeah, no, fucking thingy.
He's got a TIE fighter. He could have
Yeah,
bombed
that's
it.
the word I was looking for. Exactly. There are so many things they could have done. It's like he obviously didn't worry about Baby Yoda getting hurt because he was willing to shoot up the fucking place with the asset inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then he sent a flamethrower inside to just burn it all down.
What the fuck?
Which, it's just like, okay. And yeah, and he's just like, fire! And then they shoot the building, and then everyone leaves. Oh god, I totally forgot about this.
What?
They, like, this reference is just the worst. Where, with the grate. And it's like, oh look, it's a sewage drainage gate. From A New Hope.
Burr? I don't remember that.
It's the thing that they escape through.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they escape in A New Hope on the Death Star.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact same like design and everything, which means that the contractor who made the garbage disposal grates on the Death Star also had a contract on that planet, I guess, to make those grates.
There's a factory somewhere. It churns them out by the thousands.
Sure.
Millions, the
Sure.
billions.
Do the work, bitches. Figure it out for yourselves.
It's like where's the fucking companion cube things all over the place, and they're from the initial trilogy as well. The companion cube looking crates and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I mean, it's just, you know, they didn't need to do that. They could have just had a hatch, escape hatch, and then they could have gone down to the river of lava that exists for no fucking reason.
My inner physics nerd had some issues with that. I'll be fair.
Yeah.
Why do they have a taxi? Why
Why
do they
does
have
she?
a lava taxi?
Why does she shoot the droid?
Hmm?
You know the R2D2 style droid that gets legs. So
Uh,
incidentally, everyone, R2D2 has arms and legs, so that's fun. Um,
Also, that's creepy.
yeah. But no, like it keeps paddling, and he's like, "Hey, stop!" and it doesn't stop, so she just shoots the fucking thing. And it's like, you could have taken away his paddle, bitch.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay.
And then, like, a
I feel
second
like,
later, they're all sad that the other droid dies. It's like,
yeah,
what are your
you
priorities?
straight up murdered the first one.
Yeah.
I feel like the Star Wars universe has a really weird relationship with droids. So on the
I
one hand,
think,
they are portrayed as sentient beings with their own personalities, etc., etc. On the other hand, they're fucking property.
yeah.
So basically, it's a slave state, and
I mean,
yeah.
they have enough sentience to have friends.
Mm. No, no, no.
I'm
They've
taking a
literally got their own
last
fucking.
look at my
My friend.
friends.
They're not their friend. They don't even like you.
Yeah.
Although
Spent
denial
like,
is kind of his entire thing. So
oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. You spent like 2 minutes with them.
Not all droids are sentient. Not all droids can talk.
Not hashtag not all droids. There you go.
Mm,
That's where we're at.
yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah.
so then she shoots the crust away from the, which apparently destroys the crust, but doesn't put holes in the side of the ship. I guess, okay, sure, whatever. I don't really care at this point. And then they paddle down.
Okay. Okay. Do you
I
know
mean,
how hot lava is?
I know why she shot the droid.
Mm,
It's so that the other one had to sacrifice himself.
yeah. What was I gonna say though? Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking. Oh my god. Sorry. Hang on.
yeah,
So do you know do you know how hot lava is?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, you know, I have an idea of that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They should have been fucking literally getting burns from just being that close to the lava. Like
Well,
it's radiant heat.
it was space lava for space kids.
It was hot enough to melt a droid.
Yeah, I know.
It was hot enough to melt a motherfucker.
But that
But they
doesn't
should have.
matter
They should have.
because,
But
you
they were
know,
just there, like, do. This is fine, rather than just going, Jesus fucking Christ! I feel like I'm on
he's
fire.
in a metal. He's in full metal body armor. You telling me oh, fucking
How
just.
hot was the forge that they melted his fucking armor in? Because I'm willing to bet it probably couldn't melt rock. Therefore, his armor should have just been dribbling down him.
Yeah, and also it was like in an enclosed space,
Hmm.
and
Were there any fumes coming off that lava?
not really.
I'm thinking health and safety issues up the wazoo. I'm thinking, why was there even. Okay, so probably there's a river of lava because I don't know. I mean, it didn't look like a particularly volcanically active area.
No, they just had a they well, you know sometimes you get aquifers. This is a magnifier.
Aquifer?
Aquifer, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I might be getting
This
it
is
wrong. You never
this
know.
is a magnifier.
It's a lava spring.
Yeah, it's a spring of lava.
Um,
They just found a pocket of lava. And they were like, hey, we could make a river of lava out of this.
hey, it
Cool.
look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is the kind of thing that I forgive, but as we will soon find out, this show just completely shat on everything. It really is a Star Wars thing, isn't it? It builds up and it looks kind of decent to begin with, and then it just shits all over itself, and it's like everything that went before. We don't care about that. We're going to sacrifice it for a cool scene.
Yeah.
It's just what Star Wars does, apparently. It can't help itself. Because the robot goes out and blows itself up and kills all the stormtroopers. Fuck knows why they don't just shoot it, but whatever. And then they go outside, and it did get a laugh out of me. Is his name Carl Weathers?
That's
The guild leader guy.
no.
He was in Predator, right? What the hell's his name?
I think I'm second guessing myself now, so I don't want to say yes. I'm just like I'm pretty sure, but then my brain's just like
yeah, Carl Weathers.
yeah, Carl Weathers. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't want to say yes in case I get it wrong.
When he goes, can you make the baby do the woo, yeah, and he like waves his hand thing, that made me laugh. I was like, ha, that's quite funny.
Yeah, Carl Weathers is like a good actor. It's fine.
Yeah. I liked him in the Mandalorian.
I did like the Werner Herzog, but it was like, can we see the baby? And he's just like, just so fucking earnest, and it's just like, is he acting or is he actually just want to see the baby?
They just filmed him in his everyday life and then
have you seen how fucking much he loved Baby Yoda though? He's just like, you see fucking interviews with him just absolutely waxing lyrical about it.
I mean,
heartbreaking.
It was such a good move by them to like it's the only thing that the show has really. It's Baby Yoda. Like
I think that it would have been interesting without Baby Yoda, but Baby Yoda just absolutely is the kind of like, you know.
Well, he's the meme.
He's the cherry on the sundae.
I mean, I think the show could have.
He's the flake in their 99.
Yeah. I mean, is that a. Will people outside of the UK know that?
Okay, he's the chocolate flake in their bland vanilla ice cream.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. But, like, so...
Possibly the sprinkles as well. Now, Werner Herzog is the sprinkles. There we go.
There you go. What's Carl Weathers then?
He's the
the little chocolate bit?
No.
The little chocolate bit at the bottom of the cone.
No, that's not a 99.
Is that
that's a fucking cornetto.
Oh, okay.
No, a 99 is the one in the actual like old school cone where you scoop it in and things.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No. Carl Weathers is the actual cone itself. He's like holding shit together, you know.
Yeah, he does a good job of that.
Yeah.
But the whole Carl Weathers does the joke, and then that's because the Moff guy, I can't remember his name. I really hope someone at some point will tell me.
Moff Gideon. There we go.
Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Turns up in a TIE fighter.
With a lightsaber.
Well, he doesn't use it, and it's the dark saber.
Yeah. And he does use it. He just uses it to, you know,
break out of the TIE fighter.
Yeah.
And yeah, he turns up in a TIE fighter to shoot them, and then the Mandalorian jumps on the. He got a rocket pack off his boss or his guild leader. I don't know.
His the blacksmith.
Well, yeah, but no.
It's basically his surrogate mum.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, mum. Oh no, she's like the fucking schoolmistress of the Mandalorians.
And also, she says the Mandalorians aren't a race; they're a creed.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not. I mean, canonically, they are a race. They had an empire.
And then they all kind of got wiped out a bit, and then they were just like, okay, well, you know, we'll take anybody, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
join our cult, put our weapons to the test.
I feel like a race of people who were fucked up by someone, and there weren't that many of them left. Like, sure, they can, you know, recruit people and run things differently. I don't feel like they'd suddenly go, being a Mandalorian isn't a race, it's a creed. And it's like
It
effectively being like,
evolved gradually over time and
I don't
bullshit.
know,
It was,
man. Like,
yeah, it's
if
fine.
there's like an in canon thing where that's legitimate, sure. But if they just like made that up in this show, I'm gonna be upset because this show hasn't earned that kind of law change. So, but yeah, so the blacksmith is like, here's a jetpack, and the Mandalorian is like, oh, cool. And then like 2 seconds later, the reason for giving him the jetpack, is so he can jump onto the TIE fighter, put
Yes,
a
here's your
bomb on
convenient.
it.
Well, it's like here are the I can't remember the little wrist rockety things, the something birds. I can't remember what the fuck they were
Oh
called.
yeah, those were great.
Yeah. Hey, don't use them all up.
Yeah, I
What?
used them all up. And it's like, hey, do you want to use more? Can't. Why? Can't. Limited ammo.
You used them all up already. Blew my load immediately.
I mean, I don't understand how they work.
They're little mini rockets.
Yeah, but they home in on.
Yeah, the mini homing rockets. I mean, I'm assuming they link him with his helmet bullshit to
What, so does he
targeting.
target them specifically with his helmet and then fire
Maybe. I
them?
mean, you occasionally get like
Because it didn't
in
really have
helmet
a
shots, and then
setup
there's
for
some
that.
high tech bullshit going on. But yeah, no, it doesn't have a. I guess it. Look, it's magic. Shh, the
Okay.
Force did it.
Yeah, the Force does it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Force does it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Shh, it's the
And
Force.
I did like seeing the inside of a TIE fighter a bit more. Like, you know, like from a different angle as opposed to like always looking into the TIE fighter from the front. It was kind of cool seeing him doing all this stuff. But like when the main problem in the Rise of Skywalker is the same problem the bad guy has at the finale. Like, it's the same. Just turn your ship upside down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
the charging cavalry charge in Rise of Skywalker,
Mm-hmm.
and the Mandalorian on his ship just turn around, just like literally flip the ship for a second.
Yeah. Why are there horses on the ship? To sell models. Shh.
Yeah.
Merch.
Uh, so then he blows him up, and he crashes. And for some reason, this TIE fighter doesn't explode; it just crashes. He's fine. But okay.
He remembered to turn the fuel pumps off before he crashed.
Yeah.
He did his pre-flight, pre-crash checks.
Pre-crash checks
Yeah.
and
Mirror,
balances
signal, maneuver, fuel pumps, crash.
and it was the Force, sure.
Do those things even have seatbelts?
I don't know, probably. They have Force seatbelts. There you go, and Force
Okay, yeah.
airbags.
The Force did it. Force airbags.
And then the Mandalorian's like, I have to go and deliver the baby to a place I don't know about. And then possibly the worst scene in existence, when he jetpacks away, and all I was thinking was, I like the Rocket Man.
Yeah. Go, Rocket Man, go.
Rocket Man. And and isn't he like rocketing, and then someone like flies past him and waves at him, and he like waves back, and all.
Oh no, that's the first episode, is it? Where
No, it's wait, is that no third episode?
No, the first episode where all the Mandalorians have to come rescue him, and then they all have to leave.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then,
third
yeah.
the third episode. Yeah.
No, it's the first episode, isn't it?
No, third.
Is it?
Yeah. The first one, at the end of the first one, is when he finds Baby Yoda for the first time.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
sorry.
The end of the second episode is on that.
I'm drunk now.
Yeah,
That's it.
fine.
I've had it.
But all I was thinking when they had that like flyby, and they were like hovering next to each other, was dun 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 dun.
Oh dear. Yep.
So
Oh.
I mean, what's there to say about the Mandalorian ultimately? This is this is
Eh,
this is my
could have been worse.
oh yeah, it totally could have been worse. Like we've all seen we all know about the Rise of Skywalker and the
Rise of
Last Jedi. We
Rise of
we all know the Last Jedi and the Rise of no the
yeah.
Rise of Jedi and the Last Skywalker.
The last Disney.
The last Disney merch.
Yeah. Rise of
Um,
merch.
but yeah, see, and now here he
Oh.
goes.
Oh,
Uh, and then it's so bad.
we.
And they're just like, oh, okay, bye. What are we
Why
gonna?
are you? Why are you? Why are we just here now? I live here. Okay,
Is he
this is
going
fine.
to space? Where's he going?
I'm assuming he's just flying back to his ship because I don't know. All the taxis are. It's the robot Ubers are all doing surge pricing.
Oh, and oh, yeah. I do like some of the cinematography in this as well. Like just that like slow zoom in, like fairly close up of
Hmm.
him. It's a good way to show. That's actually show not tell. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you can guess his feelings and
He's
you
like,
kind of
oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
having an emotion.
The okay, so just chuck on another one of these because why not? So my problem with the Mandalorian is there's no anything to it.
Mm.
It's literally it could almost be you know a choose your own adventure. What's the Mandalorian feeling? What's the deal with this? What's the deal with that? Why is this? Why is that? Oh, look, reference. I know
Mm.
Star Wars, yay. And that's the entire series for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
I,
oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, there's something else as well, though, right? I just like the fact that all of this physical acting and things, most of it is not done by what's his name?
yeah, it's done by Clint Eastwood's
Grand? No, it's not.
grandson,
No, it's not. It wasn't Clint Eastwood. It's oh, was it Clint Eastwood? No, it wasn't. It was fucking the other one.
John Wayne.
Yeah, John Wayne's grandson.
Yeah, and
Oh,
the
he did an awful lot of it.
yeah, and this is the other problem I have is there's a whole load of like plot holes or
Shh, we don't talk about the plot
I
holes.
know, but there's like contrivances and there's things that don't make sense, not just in Star Wars, but also just in general. Like in the Mandalorian like contained universe that they created, there are things that don't make sense. I mean, the obvious one is, oh, fobs. I use this tracking fob to track the tracking target.
Uh huh.
I find the target. Okay, how do they work? I use the tracking fob to track the tracking target, and I find the target. Okay, but how does? What are you tracking? So I used, and it's just like, okay, if you want that to be a thing, I will accept that because I'm hoping the show is going to be good. And then it's used to track down Baby Yoda on random planet in the middle of nowhere that they specifically went to hide out, and then went even further into the wilderness and had a fight with a ATST, which personally I feel makes no fucking sense, but whatever. Um,
War surplus,
well, yeah, but how? Like, they don't exactly seem to be Imperial troopers. How did they figure it out?
How do people get hold of Russian tanks?
Right. Okay. If I got hold of a Russian tank, do you think I'd figure out how to use it?
I mean, if you're the sort of person who wanted to buy a Russian tank, then yeah.
Did
It's
they
got a
buy?
fucking user Look,
Did they
I'm sure
buy
there's
a
user
Russian
manual.
tank?
Probably, yeah. The
No,
fucking
no,
look.
no. Did they buy an ATST?
Yeah,
No.
why not? It's war surplus.
What? What? You think they bought the ATST? They're raiding a village for food.
Yes.
What? How the fuck
I
they?
don't think they bought it legitimately, but I bet they bought it off somebody who went, "Oh yeah, and here's the manual."
What did they pay the money for? How did they? How did they pay for it if they're stealing food?
Or maybe it was left on the planet.
Then how
And they
did
just
they
went,
figure out how to use? What did it come with?
because it's probably not that fucking complicated. You've got forwards and back. Look, it's a fucking. Oh, God. If they can fly a spaceship, they can probably use a fucking ATST. Nobody else has any problems fucking using ATSTs. This
Who
is like,
said
oh,
they
this
could
makes a
fly a
difference.
spaceship? They never flew a spaceship.
But they're obviously not native to that planet, so they must have come there
How do you
somehow.
know this fucking show tells us nothing? You're filling in the blanks for assholes.
Fair point, touche.
It's literally look. There's an ATST. Aren't ATSTs cool? We know what those are. They have to fight one. It looks cool. Do you
Well, look, you're
really?
not gonna.
Do you really think that they didn't train stormtroopers specifically to pilot ATSTs? They
Think
trained like they have specific
right,
tank
right.
troops.
Okay, have you ever sat in a tank?
No,
Okay, right. Are you aware of how easy it is to drive a tank? Theoretically.
no.
Okay, tanks are super fucking easy to drive.
Okay.
Difficult to master, easy to drive. Do you know why? Because soldiers are fucking dumb.
Yes, but they're also trained to fire and pilot and etc. And also, um, would you walk up to an ATST which has legs and is probably a lot harder to control than a tank with tracks?
You think it doesn't have like gyros and auto stabilization and shit? Come on now.
I don't know. Maybe.
Look, there's obviously just fucking forwards and backwards buttons. I'd have a fucking go. They're not dumb. Or at least not dumber than stormtroopers.
What makes you think stormtroopers are dumb?
Because they're stormtroopers.
Right. That's like saying
Look, I'm racist against stormtroopers. Okay.
okay, that doesn't make them dumb. I'm just saying the ATST made no sense. It was in pristine condition, aside from looking run down, but everything worked fine.
Okay. Maybe they're a bunch of fucking petrol heads.
Okay, then why did they only have one ATST and they walked everywhere?
Because not all of the. I bet they had to fucking
They're
take
petrol
turns
heads
driving
without any cars? Okay.
Yeah, they're just like, oh my god, this is great. Look at our sweet ride. Whose turn is it today? Jim, mine. Draw straws. Who gets to drive the ATST today?
Like, literally, all you needed was an establishing scene where it just established
There's
for
no
us.
time for an establishing scene because we had to watch the Mandalorian look funny a lady, and we had to watch Baby Yoda eat a frog. We didn't have time for establishing
That's my
scenes.
entire
Okay?
problem with this show. There's no time to establish things. Shit just happens. If you ask questions, well then, don't.
Hmm. Ugh.
Look, don't get me wrong. I am perfectly happy to agree that they are easy enough to drive and operate.
But you're just saying there's no establishing. It's not established anywhere.
It's not established anywhere.
I get you.
Like
Yeah.
they could like I'm okay with them having blasters and shit, although they run into melee whatever. I'm not okay with two dudes with sticks being able to fend them off when before they just ran and hid. Especially considering, as far as we know, the training took about 2 minutes.
Hey! I've been playing a lot of Mount and Blade. Okay, don't underestimate dudes with sticks.
I mean, if the enemy have blasters and stuff and are actual warriors, then how often do you send two dudes with sticks against one knight?
No, it's more me getting my ass kicked by dudes with sticks.
Yeah. Well, that's the training scene. Like, that's the training. The training thing is different because you also have a stick and no armor, as I remember.
I had my titty armor, which was my titties. They were just
Yeah.
taking the blows. They just.
But so yeah, this the whole series. I understand people enjoying it. I'm not looking to be like, this is the worst things ever. You should hate it. I'm about it because there's nothing.
See, you're air, and I'm.
Yeah, you're kind of like teetering on the edge of I like it, but I also acknowledge the issues that you have with it. So it's like yeah,
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not doing a peachy.
God, Peachy was like after like I turned a bit on episode 4 because I think like
Do you think that's why Peachy is not coming back on the show? He's just like, I can't listen to you slag off my Mandalorian again.
I mean maybe. I think it'd be funny to get him in for Picard. Because we can, like, I already did it on Twitter, but you can just throw the argument he's already used. He poisoned the well for himself, basically. He said when I had a problem with the watch and all of the things I was seeing for the watch, he was like, oh, as long as they get Vimes right, it's fine. Like the
I
rest.
mean, that's what I said, but then I became aware of just the rest of it. It was just like, all right, you know what? No.
Ask him to do one on Picard.
Meh.
I'm sick. Make it go away. No, you must accept Nurgle in your life.
Suffer.
But yeah, so I'm not looking to like completely shit on The Mandalorian. I think there are good things about it, and I was genuinely entertained for a portion of it. The problem is like when I get to the end and I see that finale, and the entire way through they have kept me interested, and I've been making allowances for all the shitty, crappy things they've done in the show. I'm like, okay, the Mandalorian's not interesting. You have to project onto him. You know, you have to pretend he has a personality.
Maybe I've just got a better imagination than you.
Maybe. So, you know, you say like you say
Let's
like
face it, I'm just more forgiving than you.
yeah, and like this is the thing is, I'm very forgiving. No, I am. I'm very forgiving. Like if a show has promise, if a show like I forgave a lot in the first episodes of The Mandalorian because I was just happy that there was something that seemed, you know, solid and interesting and
Not Star Wars.
well, Star Wars, but not shitty Star Wars, which is all we get nowadays.
Which is, let's face it, I just said not Star Wars.
Yeah. So like I forgave things like the pretty much lack of the Mandalorian's character, the tracking fobs, the the weird relationship the Mandalorian has with Baby Yoda, where 1 second he's super protective, and then suddenly he doesn't give a shit, and he's just like whatever, I'll just leave it here. I forgave
This
all
random
those.
lady I've just met seems like a fantastic babysitter.
Yeah.
She definitely looks like she knows how to handle a child.
I'll just let it eat a frog that is the same size as it. Like, is it gonna choke to death? Who cares? I'm not interested. I won't stop it.
Yeah.
And so all of that stuff I forgave, and I was like, I'll look past it because I enjoy spaghetti westerns. I enjoy good Star Wars. So let's just see how it goes. And then at the end, it's just like, you know how you like spaghetti westerns? Let's have him jump on a TIE fighter and then explode it. And let's have a river of lava. And the cool shootout, which you were hoping was going to be interesting. Let's have a droid fly in on a on a speeder and kill them all with ex machina blaster accuracy, and they all
Yeah.
die. And then let's have a flamethrower dude who does literally nothing, and then an entire army of stormtroopers that, or squads of stormtroopers ready to kick ass, and then they also do nothing, and then it's not even a one-on-one with the bad guy shootout. It's
Mm.
just it's a rodeo where
A rodeo?
yeah, like he flies that he's on top of the TIE fighter and like trying to stay on top, trying to stay on it, kind of thing.
Riding the mechanical bull.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was like prepping the mechanical bull.
Yeah, Mandalorians are cool in the expanded universe. As I said, like I love the Mandalorians in the Old Republic. Um, and I've seen. I'm not sure whether I'm happy about this or not. I've seen that they're planning on taking story to the Old Republic, like TV show or film or something.
Hmm.
Um, I will say, as long as it's not written or directed by
Either of those two,
J.J. Abrams or
or
Ryan
what the other guy.
Johnson or either of D&D.
Hmm.
The like anything with those three involved, like if J.J. Abrams directs something but has no input on the story, I'll watch it. If
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Johnson, no, I don't care about Ryan Johnson. I don't particularly want to watch anything he's done. And D&D are like the entire story about the Game of Thrones writers D&D is they made a lucky guess about where Game of Thrones was going, and they got given the job of making Game of Thrones, and they did great while they didn't have to do any actual writing.
Yeah, when they were just like, okay, we'll just cut this bit out and cut this bit out, and yeah, this is fine. And it's just like, okay, no more story now. Got to make up your own story.
Yeah.
Okay then. So what happens, right, is, and there's fucking what's his name, just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Pew
Well, I know
pew
what not to
pew.
do now. You realize that the if he ever writes another fucking book, it's going to go so well. It's going to sell so well because they're just going to be like, okay, now what really happened? We've seen the horrible nightmare version. Let's have the proper version.
Yeah. I I so
What?
I don't know how to go from here with this whole thing because it's like I don't want to shit on it. You know, it's not horrific. It's not good for me. Like this again, my opinion, my take. It's not good, but it doesn't hurt me except like all of the tracking, like the tracking fob does actually hurt me a little bit, but in general, all of the plot holes and all of the contrivances and all of the lack of character development, all of those things I can forgive if it's a spaghetti western.
Mm.
But the finale isn't a spaghetti. Like it's so far detached and just like this random fucking Star Wars action scene in a film, and it's completely detached from the other, like even the shitty episodes that I hate, like episode 4. Like at least that had like the Seven Samurai feel. At least it had the kind of spaghetti western feel, and then suddenly the last episode is like, and now the
Star
Mandalorian
Wars.
riding a TIE fighter, and I'm like, but this isn't what we agreed on. I bought
I
into
mean,
your
you could
premise.
almost see the Mandalorian riding a TIE fighter as the sci-fi equivalent of the dude jumping onto the stagecoach.
Mm, I
See,
yeah, yeah. But
I'm not
I,
saying it's perfect. I'm saying that's probably what they were trying to do with it. You know, the heroic jump onto the stagecoach and, you know, the
I
wheel comes off.
guess. But it doesn't like none of that episode lands for me. There's
No,
no
it doesn't land very well, but I think that's what they were trying for with it.
yeah. Like if the Mandalorian had walked out during the siege and like
Pew pewed.
well pew pewed or like run away and kind of like drawn them off or
Mm,
there's so many things they could have done with it, and like the only thing they shouldn't have done with it is what they did, which is droid ex machina and then river of lava
mm.
and then
Yeah, the River of Lava was just.
self-destructing droid. Like, okay,
The River of Lava was very much just, we need a reason for the. Okay, River of Lava.
one thing I can say about it is it's reignited my love of spaghetti westerns. Good bag ugly, about to start fistful of dollars. One thing I really love doing is watching like a fistful of dollars and then watching Yojimbo and then watching the Magnificent Seven and watching Seven Samurai. It's really interesting. Um, and then watching Hidden Fortress and watching Star Wars because that's what was originally like a lot of the story beats were taken from that
Yeah.
and
See,
other places.
like. I appreciate westerns, but I don't particularly enjoy watching them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm aware enough of the tropes to be like, oh, that's a reference from this.
Hidden Fortress is Kurosawa, so it's a
Yes,
samurai.
yes, I know. Yes, I know. But the rest of them were like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm just there going. Pretty sure Hidden Fortress isn't a western.
I'm pretty sure. Also talking about the Game of Thrones stuff, I'm pretty sure that he's hit the problem of, hey, so everyone has expectations and theories about my stuff to the point where I can't ignore it, and now I can't write because I don't know what the fuck to write.
Hmm.
I think that's why it's taking him so long. And also the horrific fucking
Yeah.
reaction to
It's
the
like, oh my god, they fucking broke my series.
yeah.
Oh, fuck off, Brother Codis.
Yeah, fuck off, Brother Codus.
Immortalized on YouTube. How do you
Sorry, but my brother was asking what I was doing with the Mandalorian in the podcast, and he's like, review baby today, and then just Yoda. I think he was trying to say baby Yoda, but it auto corrected to baby today.
That's right. We're having a baby.
So
Never again. What? I nearly died, okay?
so I mean, I've kind of been going nuts on this. You know, do you want to inject anything here? As we're
I
kind of
think
like
I'm all Star Warsed out.
yeah
I'm just like, Star Wars. I have no enthusiasm for anything anymore. It's just Star Wars has broken me. I think I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done.
We could talk
Uh,
about Picard. Are you a Trekkie?
yes, somewhat. I'm not like Star Trek's amazing, but I am like I enjoy Star Trek and I enjoy watching it mostly. It's very hit and miss, but you know the hit is good.
Yeah,
It's a good hit, man.
yeah. I mean, you know, I as I said, I never really watched Star Trek. When I was growing up,
I fucking grew up on that shit.
yeah. See that this is the thing is that I didn't grow up on it. I
Mm.
just never watched it. I did watch Stargate growing up. Loved Stargate.
I'm kind of. I watched a bit of Stargate, but Stargate was basically mostly happened during the time where I didn't have a telly.
Mm,
So I only watched Stargate when I was like around my mate's house or something. So.
I I had I had a friend or family friends, and their family didn't have TV ever, and
Hmm.
they were like, yes, we're a no TV. Needless to say, they were pretentious dicks.
Yeah, no, we were just really poor.
Yeah.
Um,
No, they were
different
like,
reasons.
by choice, we don't have
Yeah.
television, and our two sons, they don't have television either. And
You
it's
bet
like,
your ass they go around their mates' houses and they're just
no,
like,
no,
oh my god, we're gonna watch telly.
no,
No?
they were really weird. They were like,
Oh no, when Mater and Pater don't allow us to watch the television.
no, it's not even don't allow. It's like, oh no, we don't need to watch TV. It's fucking for plebs and stuff. And rah, 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 rah. Yeah, no,
I hate them already.
yeah. Um. Also checking stuff. Mandalorians were not a race for a while. They were originally an alien race, and by Old Republic, they already had humans. I mean, they are still a race then, right? Is like they're a race that accepts members from anywhere. So you know.
It's
I
not a
know.
race, it's a creed.
Yeah, it's. I'm all the Jedi. Um, so it's. I don't know what to say about the Mandalorian. Like, having talked through it, even it's been quite a while since I watched it, but even just talking through it, all I'm thinking is like, there's not much to talk about. It's literally just a throwaway show with individual episodes which don't add to anything. Like he could have we could have skipped out the bit where the Mandalorians come in and save him, and it could have gone straight into the standoff and the flying and defeating the TIE fighter and flying away,
Yeah,
and nothing would change.
well, anime has filler episodes too.
Yeah, but
Not an entire series of them, but
yeah, I mean that's like a good over half of the episodes were fillers then.
it was basically just the adorable baby Yoda and Mandalorian show.
It was just Baby Yoda. Like, I feel like the only thing.
Oh, Baby Yoda is absolutely the star of the fucking show, and
I mean,
Mandalorian's just there to,
he's a genius marketing idea,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I mean, think that's been proved. Oh God, don't punch him! Don't punch him! Oh, why'd you punch? Why'd you? He's got armor on. Why'd you punch him? Doesn't make any sense. Stop. Sorry. That's one of the ones that really annoys me is that she attacks a dude in armor in a brawl,
Mm-hmm.
and she's perfectly fine. She's not like my fist or like ouch ouchies. It's just like yeah, I'm perfectly fine. No problems. Um and yeah, anime's not a good bar to judge other media by. Like there's good
Yep.
anime, there's bad anime, the same
Mm-hmm.
as anything else, and their practices are very strange a lot of the time. Very often they have to do filler because they're waiting for the manga to get ahead of them again so they can have more content to make. And like a good example of when they don't do that is the original Full Metal Alchemist, which I just don't like. Once it gets off the storyline of the manga.
Huh. Yeah. I'm just like manga and anime. I'm just like I used to watch a lot of anime and read a lot of manga when I was a teenager, but I really haven't since then.
Yeah, and the other option, of course, is what Dragon Ball, what Naruto did, where they had like 7 years of fillers, and people were just like, "Dear God, is this ever gonna stop?" that Bo blowing his nose?
Oh my god, you can hear that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's Bo blowing his nose upstairs in the bathroom.
Oh.
It's like living with an elephant. It's just the distant call of the wild bow.
I mean, I was gonna say a trumpet player in a far off world. I judge all media by the standards of interspecies reviewers. I don't know what that is, but okay.
Hi, dog. How are you? Sheep, you could hear you blowing your nose from upstairs.
I know, and I could hear you mocking me from upstairs.
I wasn't mocking. I was lightly mocking.
Hey, trumpet.
No, I'm not telling him that.
What?
What?
My yeah.
Your fucking Siri went off.
I said hey trumpet. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Hey Siri.
I'm listening.
Ah.
So
Hey Siri, find porn.
I don't think that's gonna work.
You can but hope.
So I mean, are there any? Yeah, Carl Weathers' character actually, he has character progression.
He's gone from meh to
Yeah, you know, he has an interesting kind of like I especially like that Baby Yoda not saved his life but helped him, and then he's like, okay, I'm not gonna be a dick now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna like
my honor demands.
yeah, and I like that. That was all right. None of the other characters really progress, I guess. I mean, Baby Yoda is cute and does
Gets
things.
a bit more dark side.
I mean, not really.
Baby Yoda learns the violence. He's totally going to go back to his thing, and is all the other Yodas are going to be like, "You taught our youngling the ways of violence. He can no longer return. He is tainted."
And then he becomes a Mandalorian, and then he becomes the Mandalore.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love that.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're being serious, I hate you.
No, come the fuck on.
Badass lady chick is just a badass lady, and she says and does badass lady things.
I mean, she doesn't have any character development hooks, really. She's just like, I hate the Empire because they killed. I mean, you basically find out that her middle name is fucking something stupid, and that she's fucking that place what got blown up.
Tatooine.
No, not Tatooine.
No,
where Leia's from.
It's
gone.
What is that called?
I've forgotten as well.
Someone in chat will say.
Yeah, thingy.
Yeah, she doesn't have really much character.
Yeah, but she's just badass lady chick.
And then
fine. She doesn't need character development. She's just badass lady chick.
The I have spoken guy is literally any old dude in a spaghetti western.
Mm-hmm.
The robot, I guess, has character progression, although it's forced slave character progression.
Yeah,
so
it's like I was an evil kill droid, and now I've been fucking lobotomized, and I am now a nursemaid that also does murders.
At the very least, he's an indentured servant, and I really feel like they don't want you to look too far into that and be like,
the
the
thing is, I have spoken guy was also an indentured servant, and now he has basically forced indentured servitude and mind control on another being.
Yeah.
The droid shit in it's fucked up, man.
The small amount of character progressions the characters mostly have are wrong. where Mr. Indentured Slave Servant guy indentures and slaves another person.
Yep. Oh no, I've laboured for 3 of your human lifetimes and blah 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 blah. By the way, I've just lobotomized a droid and he's now a nursemaid. Just FYI. It's like, okay, did the droid have a no, he's not even lobotomized. He's necromantically raised this thing from the dead.
Yeah. He's an undead servant.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Madness made. I
Slate.
will walk through. If you think of him as a zombie, the walking through lava makes so much more sense.
Well, I don't think a zombie can walk through lava either.
Well, yeah, but it's just like I feel no pain. I'm zombiness made. Bleh.
Slavery is not okay, except for when I do it. I have spoken.
Yeah, basically. I'm still sad they punched Baby Yoda.
Um,
I'm still glad that zombie droid broke their arms though.
yeah, he does. It doesn't look like he kills them.
I mean, it doesn't look like he kills them, but they did.
Oh, I mean, maybe, yeah. At the very least, they're gonna have some issues. I also, I've
Couldn't shoot straight before, definitely can't now. Your wrist joint is basically pulp.
there's for a show called The Mandalorian, I have to admit I was expecting a lot more about the Mandalorians, and it's like they just keep them at the side as much as possible, except for when they need like a plot contrivance where it's like, oh, they all jetpack in because that looks cool, or oh, they give him a jetpack. They are literally jetpack suppliers. That's all they do.
Oh yeah, no, they are they are the plot device. They are,
Yeah.
oh, Mandalorian's got a Mandalore.
It's just annoying because they're interesting, and the show's like, I'm not gonna give you any of that. Let's talk about some. No talking. Let's sit in a spaceship.
Yeah.
I also don't understand why he jetpacked away. Why didn't he just walk away?
Rule of cool, which doesn't make any sense in this because it looked cool. Even I thought
Yeah.
that was dumb. And I like it. I'm a lot more forgiving of the Mandalorian than you, and I was just there going like, yes, it looks cool.
Yeah.
But did you know they didn't have enough stormtrooper? Yeah. Didn't have enough stormtrooper costumes, so they brought in a group of stormtrooper cosplay. It's the fucking 401st or whatever it is. I always forget the name of that thing, but yeah.
I mean, from what I can tell of Star Wars, especially in the last few years, cosplayers put more effort into Star Wars than anyone who's involved in the Star Wars films.
Absolutely.
I have spoken. I am all the Jedi.
Yep. And you've got like, fucking, I don't know. Yeah. Lot of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, The Mandalorian's okay, I guess, if you like. If you can, you know what's interesting is, I think about it. I don't think I'd recommend this to anyone except for very specifically Peachy. Like, because this is the thing is, I'd love to say, hey, if you like spaghetti westerns, and I would have said that up until the finale, but it's so heartbreakingly disappointing to see them completely throw away the entire premise of the series that I think anyone who was watching it because they love spaghetti westerns are gonna go, oh, I don't like that at all, and it's kind of ruined things. And then if you like Star Wars, I guess it's Star Wars, but I think anyone who actually enjoys Star Wars, or like Star Wars as a whole, it's kind of done with Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, it had a good run. It's done now though.
Yeah. And just for the record, when I say like actually enjoy Star Wars, I am aware that Peachy loves Star Wars, but he doesn't care the same way. Like,
I think Peachy likes Star Wars in an aesthetic way.
yeah. Like whenever I talk to Peachy, and I'm like, doesn't it annoy you how like all of these things happen in the films and it just doesn't make any sense? And he's like, no, it looks cool and I'm entertained, and that's all he wants. which is perfectly fine, and you can love Star Wars for looking cool and being entertained, I guess. Problem is for me, I can't shut my brain off and go, oh, this is fine, like
I'm yeah, like I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm kind of like on the one hand, I've got like a medium. If something fucks with my immersion, then it's gone.
the
But then
lava.
but
Yeah.
then I enjoy the theory craft. Like I genuinely enjoy theory crafting and just I enjoy picking holes in things. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, like, has our discussion changed your opinion about how you feel about the Mandalorian at all?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Like it's still just like it was enjoyable nonsense, and
Well,
I'll.
you were pretty enthusiastic about it being great when we talked before. Like I think
Yeah, well, the initial has worn off over time anyway.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I think this is a real flash in the pan. Like, even for people who liked it,
Mm.
the only thing that's gonna last is Baby Yoda, and that's just because they're gonna be pushing him for merchandise.
Oh yeah, $350 life-size Baby Yoda,
Oh yeah,
which I would probably buy if I had the expendable income.
like I'll totally pick holes in things I enjoy. Like the way I see it is, if you criticize something, it's actually better to criticize something you like, because you want that thing to get better. And like I have a tendency not to criticize Star Wars. I just laugh at it and make fun of it, which is a good indication that the franchise is, at the very least for me, the franchise is dead.
Yep.
And I'd love to say, well, you could always go watch Marvel, but Marvel's not doing too great anymore.
Nope.
What's wrong with Disney?
They suck.
Yeah, apparently.
They are. They suck,
Okay,
man.
here's the best indication I can give. I would be very happy if they cancelled Star Wars and never did another Star Wars again. If it would bring back Daybreak for a season 2.
Which one's Daybreak?
The weird kind of high school zombie TV series.
I've never seen it.
I would not advise it. It is one of the most confusing shows I've ever seen in my life. Was it trash, coders? Was it trash? Because me and Doc did one of the first drop pods. Me and Doc talked about it for like 3 or 4 hours, and we still couldn't figure out if it was good or if it was like trash or genius. Like, we went in being a little bit confused and being like, I think I hate it. And then by the end of our discussion, we were like, it might be genius, but also I think I hate it. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
We came out more confused, and that doesn't happen very often for me. Like with this, I was kind of like, I enjoyed a lot of The Mandalorian, like, while watching it, so I'm not sure if I dislike it or not. And us having this discussion has made me go, I did enjoy some of it, but that finale is unacceptable, so I don't like it. Yeah, let's wrap this up, I think.
Yes, my wheels have come off.
It's all good.
It's been a long day.
So, having been speaking to people, I need to speak to I can't remember the streamer who came in during the watch. I can't remember. But anyway, I need to talk to him because he said he was interested in doing World War Z. And I'd like to talk about World War Z, the book, because it's just amazing. Oh, and tell Bob, actually, Fuzzy, tell Bob that I did listen to Day by Day, Apocalypse. I think it's called Day by Day Apocalypse.
I will attempt to remember this.
Bob, maybe he's listening. Bob, I listened to Day by Day Apocalypse.
What is Day by Day Apocalypse?
It's another zombie novel thing. It's quite good.
Oh.
I wouldn't put it in the class of World War Z, but it's pretty good. And then yeah, so we'll also do Picard because it sounds like Fuzzy wants to do a Picard discussion.
I'm super down for that.
See if I can get Peachy into it as well because I imagine he might want to talk about that.
If not, we might be able to get Bob in.
Yeah. I'm good with that. And see if every time I just put a tweet or two out, seeing if anyone's interested in discussing these things. There's going to be another trailer and conspiracy theory with me and Peachy. DropPod, because we want to do that again and we want to record it this time because the first one was fucking hilarious. I lost my mind so many times, Fuzzy. Just like I was so confused and hurt by just humanity being weird. Yeah. And then, of course, the Vinland Saga. So there's quite a few drop pods in the pipelines. So, always keep an eye out for when we do these. Having said that, just fuck Star Wars.
Star Wars. It was cool, and then